Hi guys, it's Ali and I am back with another video. In this video I will be doing a comparison of the brand new Morphe 25L palette and the 35B palette. The 35B palette has been around for some time now, and I believe for people in the United States that palette was discontinued, and a lot of people say it was allegedly replaced by the James Charles palette. However, if you do live here in the UK, you are still able to pick up the Morphe 35B palette on the website and in stores. The reason I'm doing this video is because I feel like a lot of people might be curious about how the shades compare, and if they already have the 35B palette, do they need the 25L palette and stuff like that, and in terms of pigment, if there's any difference. So yeah, I won't be comparing every single shade in both palettes. I'm going to selectively choose the ones I think are similar, and I will do side-by-side swatches of them. For the Morphe 35B palette, I do not have the shade names, so I'm gonna have to just point and hope for the best. And I think the first colour we are going to compare is the white, and on the Morphe 25L palette that shade is Milk. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the 35B palette. So that is one swipe of that colour there. They don't feel different to the touch for me, and this is Milk from the 25L palette. They look exactly identical. I don't see any difference in the shades or the pigmentation. They felt exactly the same to the touch. So that is that. The next one that I think we can compare is the yellow. Here is the 35B palette, and I'm just going to swatch that on my hand. Okay, and here is the 25L Sunlight. Okay, so the yellow on the 25L is a lot more pigmented. I'm going to try and dip more into the 35B just so you can see what the shade is. So that is the yellow, and this is the 25L 35B on my fingers. So I think we do have a more vivid and bright colour here on the 25L palette. So if you're someone who's into yellows, then I would most definitely go for the 25L in that respect. But of course, you might not want to buy a palette for one colour. Another colour we are going to compare is an orange. And I think there are two in the 35B palette that can be compared with the 25L's Pride colour, and that is this colour here as well as this one here. So I'm going to take both of these and swatch them side by side, and then I'm going to take Pride from the Morphe palette. So this is the more vivid bright orange that we had at the bottom, and this is the salmony type colour that we had near at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and grab Pride from the 25L palette, and I'm just going to swatch that right there. How I feel is that it's kind of a cross between this one and this one. Like, I feel like it's in between. However, what I would have wanted from this shade would have been it to be more like this one, just because I think for a look like this, or for a colourful palette, you're going to want the brightest version of a colour. So I do prefer this one to this one. The next shade I'm going to compare is these two shades here against the 25L's Culture, which is this colour right here. I'm aware I didn't show you guys the other colours before, but I'll do it from now on. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab those two colours. This one's going to be on my index finger, and this one's going to be on my non-index finger. And there those two are. I do really like this one. I think this is the one that someone, or I think I've seen it compared to the Pinkety Drinkety colour on the James Charles palette, which I don't have, just because it's not something that I wanted to purchase. So there are those colors, and here is the 25L Culture. Yeah, these colors are very, very similar. Like, I would put them on the same spectrum. I think this color most resembles this one. This one seems slightly darker. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. There are a lot more similar colors in this palette than I had anticipated. So yeah, the next color we're going to compare are the reds. Here is the red in the Morphe 35B. I'm just going to get that on my index finger. And I already did this in the store, so I do know that they're different. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. This is the 35B, and this is the 25L Pride. So as you can see, the 25L is a much truer red. Like, it's undeniably red, which is what I love about it, because I do have the 39A palette, which also has a red in it, but that one comes out pink. I think I also have the 35M, which I don't remember if it has a red in it, but if it does, it was one that didn't satisfy me. But I do love this red. It's in the corners of my eyes there. And I just do think it's a true red. Next, I'm going to compare both of these greens here to the 25L's Activism and Nature colors. So I'm going to do the lighter one first. So this is the top green, and then this is the one below it. So we have this one and this one. And then next to those, I am going to do Activism and Nature. So here is Activism, which, as you can see, does really look a lot like that one. I wasn't actually expecting that, to be honest. Here is Nature. And it's like kind of like a tree colored green, so it's not the same as this one here. I don't think it's as pigmented, so when I did do my eye look, I used kind of a blend of Nature and this kind of forest green here. I'll just swatch it so you guys can see what this one looks like. I'll do it sideways. So that's what that one looks like. It just had a lot more pigment in it, and yeah. The 35M palette does have a lot more of your khaki type green colors like camouflage. So if you're into that, then the 35M palette is definitely for you. The next color I'm going to compare is this bright pink here to the 25L's Sexuality. So I'm just going to go ahead and swatch that right here. And I'm just going to take Sexuality, which is right kind of in the center. I'm just going to swatch it next to that one. So the 25L does look slightly more vibrant. They do look very similar though. Make sure I use different fingers. The pinks are known to stain in Morphe, so I think I'm going to switch hands now because I don't think that's going to come off. So that's fun. The next shade I'm going to compare is this one right here to the 25L's Parade, which is a kind of a turquoisey green right here. I haven't actually seen this color in the 35B palette. I don't think I was looking for it, but anyway, so here is Parade. The next color I'm going to compare is this purple color, which I've managed to stain mine somehow and it doesn't come off, so I don't know about all that, but that's the purple color on the 35B palette. I'm just going to put it right here, and I'm going to compare it to to the 25L's Truth, which is the only kind of purple besides the SF, which is kind of a magenta, that they have, and that is much deeper of a purple. And it's like, when you think of purple, I believe, like, I feel like this is what we imagine, and other colors are sort of like a variation of purple, if that makes sense. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I think we're almost towards the end now. I didn't know that there were going to be so many similar colors. But yeah, the next one we're going to compare is this shimmery blue here, which I believe to be similar to the 25L's piece color. So here is the 35B, and we're comparing it to this piece color right here. I think the 35B is slightly darker, but I do think they're very similar. As for the other blues in the palettes, I don't think they're comparable, so I won't really swatch them. The other blue that you see here, which is called Rise Up, is shimmery, and the 35B palette only has one shimmery blue. Yeah, it only has one shimmery blue, so I'm not going to swatch this because I don't think they'll be similar. And finally, we're going to have a black. So we're just going to take the Morphe 35B black here, which is very crumbly. That's the black from the 35B, and the black in the 25L, which is called NYC, which is there. I actually do think the 35B one is slightly darker than the 25L. But that is that. Alright guys, so that is swatches and comparisons of all of the colours that I think to be similar in the 25L Live-In Colour palette and the 35B palette. Now that I have both in my hands, I do think that there are enough variations in the colours to warrant you getting the 25L palette if you already have the 35B palette. However, you can 100% get away with sticking to your 35B palette if you have that one, or just getting the 25L palette if you don't have a rainbow palette in your collection. I do think some of the payoff in some of the 25L colours aren't quite satisfactory, but you always do get like one or two colours that are a little bit off in a palette. But that's all I have to say in terms of this video. Go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe, all the rest of it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.